Especially for me, like, connection with people is important. Once I consider someone a friend, like, I don't ever like imagine myself moving past that friendship, or I don't like it to change. I don't know, I guess as soon as a friendship or something feels like uncertain, then I immediately start to like imagine the future and like, oh, like what if it's like it just goes away completely, or it's not there, they're not there, and that's really hard. Always through those times, my relationship with the Lord grows stronger and deeper, and of course that's a choice, like I have to decide I want that. Especially in the last year, as a lot of friendships in my life have changed, I think it was kind of like a choice. I had to take my mind off that and instead focus on like Christ as my closest friend, and like he's not going to change and he's not going to leave. Like we have to look at Scripture and look at God's character in Scripture and choose to believe that what he says is true and what he says about himself is true. And if we're not doing that, then I think probably the only other option is that we'll grow bitter and resentful. I think surrender is a very important part in going through suffering without becoming bitter at God. There was a situation earlier this year. There was something that had become very important to me, and I felt like God was asking me to give that up. Not necessarily that he was going to take it away, but I needed to be willing, and like that was okay with me. There was a specific week that it was really a battle. It was really hard that week more than any other. Like all day long, I so had to guard my thoughts and be careful what I was thinking. That whole week, like when I think back on it, I feel like I like lived in Scripture and like singing worship songs, because if I let myself think about anything else, thoughts were coming to mind, just like how impossible it was to give it up or how hard it was going to be without that thing. And I knew that wasn't from the Lord. And if I let myself think like that, even like just for a moment, like I wasn't going to be able to surrender it. And so I had to choose to think on Scriptures. I think probably one of the main reasons God allows suffering, I guess ultimately to make us more like him. I think as we go through suffering, like with a surrendered attitude, that allows him to work in us. Pain is a part of life, and it has been ever since the fall. When we accept suffering and when we're not resentful toward God for allowing it into our lives, that is what allows us to grow.